and welcome to part 2 of the Epic Journey 2. This will be a fairly boring video, but I had to kind of chronicle this part of the journey, I suppose, which is the release of David Gilmour's new album, Rattle That Lock, which just came out today, which is Friday the 18th of September 2015, and in 1 week, right now, I will be getting ready to get into the Royal Albert Hall to watch this man play many of these tracks live and play some of my favourite songs of all time live. And so I bought the album last night around 2 o'clock in the morning. Was planning on getting it anyway, I just hadn't got around to put my pre-order in basically, and I went for the deluxe Blu-ray edition, which is about £23. That'll get shipped to my mum's address, which is where I'll be staying for the next 10 days, so I'll get it sometime next week. But Amazon has a great feature called Auto Rip, where when you buy an album, or it's only with certain albums, not every single album, but with some albums you buy an album, and as soon as the release date hits you can download the whole thing in MP3, or you can play it through their Amazon Music app, and I opted to download it straight to my desktop, which was pretty easy. And so here we have the page with Rattle That Lock, and there's all the tracks, and I listened to it last night around 2-3 AM, something like that, and so I'm just going to briefly talk about my thoughts on the album so far, my first impressions of Rattle That Lock, and kind of my expectations of hearing some of these songs live. So yeah, I'll put the camera on the tripod and I'll get into this. Alright, so my thoughts, my initial thoughts I suppose, of Rattle That Lock. Again, as I said, listen to it in the early hours of the morning. I feel like David Gilmour's music, and probably like Pink Floyd's music in general, is kind of more suited to the night, for me anyway. That's when I kind of really enjoy their music and his music, and so I thought, well, let's just check it out. So the opening track, and I'm going to go through every track, but I'll be very brief. Again, this is initial thoughts, not exactly a full review, not that I even review music on a regular basis. But the first track is 5 AM. It's an instrumental, 3 minutes in length, and kind of opens up the album much in the same way, you know, Cluster 1 opens the Division Bell, I suppose, and you know, it feels very similar to what we've heard before from David Gilmour. I loved it. I thought it was great. It's my kind of music. His guitar playing and the soundscapes that he's able to kind of construct and build around his guitar playing is just the stuff that I just love listening to, really. So I thought it was great. I don't know how much it kind of stands out from anything else he's done in the same vein though, like maybe Marooned, which is probably a bit of a stronger version of that kind of instrumental style, you know, the kind of spacey but kind of always makes you think kind of water in a way, and a lot of his music is like that, I suppose. Number 2, Rattle That Lock, which came out weeks ago, so I've had it on my phone for a long time. I've listened to it over and over again. My first initial thoughts of the titular track were, it's alright really, I wasn't really that impressed with it, but I have to say it's really grown on me, from the choir that goes with it, and just the groove of it, the beat of it, the way he sings it, you know. Yeah, I really like the song. The story, I know, is very kind of out there and stuff, but I just enjoy the song. I don't like to really look into that song too much. Maybe I should. Maybe I will when I get the physical Blu-ray Deluxe edition. It has a little has a book in there that is what the song is based on, so maybe I'll give that a read and kind of look into it even deeper. But for now, I just think it's a cool little song, and I just enjoy listening to it. And that's nearly 5 minutes long. And then track 3, Faces of Stone. This is the only song on the entire album. Oh, maybe not. It says here on Wikipedia there's another one. I thought it was the only one, but this one Gilmour did himself. He wrote the lyrics for it, he wrote the music for it, so he's kind of the only person credited, not his wife Polly Sampson, who has been writing lyrics for him and for Pink Floyd ever since, I guess, 1993, 1994, when the Division Bell album came out. And much is the same here. She's written 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the songs on the album, which is half of the album. You would have thought maybe it'd be even more. I suppose most people, when they think of David Gilmour these days and his music, they think, oh, you know, his wife does all the lyrics and stuff. But no, there's 2 here that he's written lyrics for, and one of them is my least favourite on the album so far. But this one, Faces of Stone, track number 3, 5.5 minutes, might be maybe my favourite. I don't know. I really love it. It has a brilliant intro. Just I love the intro. The intro is fantastic and haunting and beautiful. And then the guitar starts, and it's really kind of old-timey kind of like carnival-esque, and then you have the carnival kind of sounding, I don't know what it is, accordion coming in, and it kind of sounds like a rusty old kind of, and it's very off-putting, and a lot of people have said they don't like it and they wish the song was without it, but I think that it probably has some relevance to Gilmour, because the song's about his mother and his mother's decline to dementia, and I just find the lyrics so moving, you know, and he wrote them, and people say he can't write lyrics, and it's all subjective, but the lyrics in this song really do get me, you know, where I should probably get the lyrics out so I can even give you an example of some of them, because they just really touched me, and I just thought it was just a fantastic song. I really, really like it, and I can only see it growing on me. But like, it is a bit jarring though, the kind of carnival sounding accordion, or whatever the instrument is, kind of coming in towards the middle, or I guess even earlier than that in the song. Yeah, I'll get the lyrics up while I'm talking about the other tracks. Try and keep my face in frame of the camera. So track number 4 is 4.5 minutes long. A Boat Lies Waiting, and this is one that has been kind of this is the one that's been talked about the most, I think, because it is a tribute to Richard Wright, the late keyboard player for Pink Floyd and close personal friend of David Gilmour, who passed away in 2008, I believe. I still remember the day that it happened, and I'd not long become a fan of Pink Floyd, and I really enjoyed what Richard Wright brought to the band, really. And I think that for a long time Richard Wright's input musically to Pink Floyd was underrated and undervalued, but I don't think that's the case now. I think people have kind of given them the fair credit these days, from what I've seen anyway, which is very good. But yeah, A Boat Lies Waiting is kind of written in tribute to him, and you know, you have the Endless River Pink Floyd album from last year. The whole album was kind of a tribute to him in a way, and but this one is a much more personal one, I suppose, a much more direct one. And this is another song that feels very much like it's just, you know, a very kind of watery, sea feeling song. Not least of all because there's a recording that sounds like it was from a boat somewhere, and there's like the sound of the waves and things, and there's a very raw recording that's kind of layered over the actual production of the music, and then you hear Rick Wright saying a few words. And I think Gilmour said in the EPK, he feels like sometimes you should, you know, put something that isn't of the highest quality onto something that is of high quality to kind of give it an extra kind of element to it, and I kind of agree with that. I think it works well, and the music is awesome in this song. I just wish it went on forever. It's a great song. My only problem with it is the last 4 lines of lyrics that were written by Polly Sampson. I mean, you got some great lyrics in there, and I really, really loved the you know, the lyrics that could kind of appeal to quite a lot of people, I think, just in terms of losing a friend, losing someone that's close to you and stuff like that, and just the ocean and the theme of water and the passage of life and stuff is very universal. I think it works great. But the last 4 lines, it says, it rocks you like a cradle, it rocks you to the core, you'll sleep like a baby as it knocks at death's door. And it sounds better when I'm reading it out, but just the way it's sung feels a bit too on the nose for me, you know, knocking at death's door, and you know, you'll sleep like a baby rocking in the cradle. I don't know, wasn't a big fan of those lines at the end of the song. Kind of was like, oh really? Again, might grow on me, but I love the song. I think that the music and the first 3 lines of lyrics are fantastic, and you have I believe David Crosby and Graham Nash doing kind of the backing vocals on that song throughout the whole thing with David, and it sounds awesome. I really, really like the vocals in the song as well. And yeah, going back to Faces of Stone, I got the lyrics up now. You know, one of my favourite lines is images framed, hung high in the trees, and you talked of your youth, but the years had turned dry as the leaves. I just think that's beautiful writing, you know, and I don't know, maybe he should have just really stuck at his own lyric writing in a way, even though I have to admit that I've quite liked a lot of the lyrics that Polly Sampson has written, but I think that she sometimes just veers into territory that is a little bit on the nose, and is a little bit jarring sometimes within the context of the entire song. Like Louder Than Words, which I thought was a fantastic song. The last Pink Floyd song came out last year, but when it opens up with you know, we diss each other on sight, you know, it just doesn't seem to kind of gel very well. And then the other line that really got to me, because obviously his mother had dementia, he says, and I, my disguise a mask chosen by you, believed every word I heard, at least I think that's what I tried to do. You know, very sort of very sad. And I know there's a line in it where he's basically talking about you took my arm in the park, and it's, you know, you envision him as a child with his mother, and then he talks about leaving the park, and it says, in darkening grey we walked back through the streets, and I always imagine them walking back, you know, and he's, you know, an older man, and she's a very old woman, because I think he's mentioned, referenced in the EPK that she died about 10-12 years ago, something like that. So he would have been a greying man at that point, and I don't know. It feels like maybe that's kind of what's I don't know, but I just imagine like the passage of time, you know, and as he says in the EPK, one life ending, one beginning. He had another child coming into the world around that time. Yeah, I just find it a very sad but beautiful song. What's next? I haven't memorized the order in any way. Right, number 5, Dancing Right in Front of Me. 6 minutes long. Just didn't really grab me at all, lyrically, musically. It just washed over me and didn't leave any imprint whatsoever for now. And then number 6, In Any Tongue, which is almost 7 minutes long. I think that's the longest track on the album. Yeah, and really love this song. It sounds very much like he's writing the lyrics about the incident where his son went to prison when he was, I don't think he was rioting, but he was kind of protesting with exuberance in London a few years ago, and he was sent to prison for it. But again, the lyrics in this I thought were great, and just the way he sung the song was great. I really enjoyed that, and the I don't know, the melody. I guess I'm not really a very musical person, but just the way that the words flowed and the music went with the words, I loved. Track number 7, Beauty, instrumental, 4.5 minutes long. I love this one. It was really just kind of just interesting, and again, more in the lines of something like Marooned, maybe a bit more memorable than something like 5 AM or something like Cluster One. Not quite as good as Marooned. I love Marooned, but Beauty, yeah, I really enjoyed that. One of the standout ones on the album. Just loved all the little soundscape thingies coming in, stuff like that. Number 8, The Girl in the Yellow Dress. He goes full on jazz for this one, and I really liked it. The lyrics didn't sink in at all. Again, first impressions, but I just liked the groove of it. You know, the slow kind of. Again, imagine like an old, like a jazz bar in like France or something. You know, and I'm sure that's probably what he's trying to evoke. So yeah, I liked it a lot, but would need to give it a few more listens to let it sink in. I don't think it's one I'd come back to and listen to for kind of pleasure on its own, by any stretch. But you know, I quite liked it. I quite liked him taking that chance to kind of do different things like that. Number 9, Today. Today I heard a preview of recently, and I did not like it at all. I was like, oh. It sounded like the lyrics were very, oh, today, what a great day, yeah, just dreary lyrics like This Heaven from On an Island, you know. That lyric was like, I'll break the bread and you drink the wine. What was it? Don't need no blessings, but I'm counting mine, or something. Just like very, you know, fair enough, you're singing about your life and how happy you are, but it just makes for a very boring song, you know. And I felt like that's what Today was going to be. Once I listened to the whole thing, it's much bigger in scope. It's 5.5, no, almost 6 minutes long. The Girl in the Yellow Dress is 5.5 minutes long. Don't know why I'm clarifying this or feeling the need to list the length of every song, but Today is nearly 6 minutes long, and there's a couple of sections, but the beginning is like a really kind of a dreamy element to it, and then it kicks in and it's all upbeat and stuff, but I really liked it. I don't know, just something about it was different, and yeah, I liked it a lot. Then number 10, we have a final instrumental, 4.5 minutes to end did I just say and then? As in like, and then we have this? Anyway, it's called And Then, which, you know, and then we have And Then. And again, it was not as memorable, but it kind of falls in the same category as 5 AM, Cluster One, some of the stuff on the Endless River, which I really like, but it doesn't stand out as anything super memorable, or anything I'd probably go, oh, I really want to listen to And Then, you know, that's not going to happen. But I can really feel myself thinking, oh, I want to listen to Rattle That Lock, or Faces of Stone, or A Boat Lies Waiting, or not The Girl in the Yellow Dress, In Any Tongue, or Beauty. But I think the other, well, even Today, I think, is one that I might come back to a lot. So really, there's only, for me right now, first impressions, And Then, The Girl in the Yellow Dress, Dancing Right in Front of Me, and 5 AM. probably 4 songs. Well, I don't know. Let me think. Rattle That Lock, Faces of Stone, The Boat Lies Waiting, In Any Tongue, Beauty. Today, yeah, there's 6 songs on this. I think I would genuinely just want to listen to on its own, kind of thing, just for pleasure, outside of listening to the whole album. And I think that's pretty damn good. 6 out of 10. And 5 AM and Then I could easily throw in. The Girl in the Yellow Dress is one that would probably grow on me as well. So really, I'd only say that Dancing Right in Front of Me is one that I just don't get on with at all. I'll try and give it a couple more goes, but I can just tell it's not really it's not going to be a grower either. We'll see. But there you go. That's my initial thoughts on Rattle That Lock. Really excited to see some of these played live. I believe he does 5 AM, Rattle That Lock, Face of Stone, A Boat Lies Waiting, In Any Tongue, The Girl in the Yellow Dress, and Today. So he plays almost the entire album. He doesn't play Beauty or And Then or Dancing Right in Front of Me. I'm glad he's not playing Dancing Right in Front of Me. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with all that. I really would like to hear Beauty live. That'd be great. But overall, yeah, my favourite track is being played live next week, a week from today. So really exciting stuff. In fact, a week to this point now, because I actually filmed this first impressions bit much later than the first part of this video. I had other stuff to do. So actually now, which is 30 minutes past midnight on the 19th of September. So that'd be 11:30 in the UK. So yeah, pretty much the concert will be ending around about now, in a week's time. Can't wait, it's going to be awesome. So as far as the trip goes, I am going to kind of figure out what I'm going to do with my phone. I'm going to have to take a lot of pictures of my phone, sort out all my music on my phone, delete stuff I'm not listening to, put stuff on I'm going to listen to, maybe some podcasts for the trip, and then I'm going to get my well, not mine, but Connie's tablet, and probably take that, put some comics on there to read, some books, movies probably, and yeah, get all that stuff ready as early as I can. I've got all my tickets printed out, loads of coach tickets and all that kind of stuff, and the plane and everything, and then get packed and ready to go. Tomorrow, I'll probably start packing my bag tomorrow, get an early start next. I always am terrible with kind of being too prepared for trips, but I want to get prepared. But the good thing is this time I'm not taking a suitcase. I usually take a suitcase when I go back home, but I'm only going to be there for 4 days at home, and then 2 days in London, then back home for like 3 days, and then I'll be going again. So I'm just taking a sports bag, and that's going to feel so much, it just feels like I have freedom, because I hate lugging around a suitcase. I hate it so much. To just take a sports bag, I can whip over my shoulder, don't have to check in the suitcase, don't have to like think, oh, is it going to turn up and all that, and put it underneath the the baggage hold on a coach and think, oh, I hope someone doesn't nick my suitcase while we stop in Bristol or Newport. I can just fully relax with all my stuff, a hand's grasp away, and not have a lot of heavy stuff either, and just relax and enjoy the trip, get home, and just enjoy some quality family time. So I'll film some of this trip on my phone. I'm excited to kind of vlog some of this. I never usually vlog my trips back home to much, to any extent really. So I'm looking forward to doing that. I'll need to kind of bring a portable hard drive as well, so that when I film stuff I can pop it onto there and keep the stuff rolling, because I'll also be hopefully filming some family interviews while I'm home, and I'll probably talk about that more in another installment of this series. But for now, that's been part 2 of the Epic Journey 2, my initial reaction to the new album. I wasn't planning on doing this video, but it just kind of happened. And so part 3 will be in a couple of weeks probably, and it'll be my trip back home to the UK, and probably a few other little bits and pieces. And then I think there'll probably be another video where I'll be kind of I've got a plan for a video that I think could be pretty cool maybe, and I'll do that. It'll be an interesting vlog, and that'll be part 4, and then part 5 will be me going up to London, seeing the concert itself, and then part 6 will probably be just like a winding down. So yeah, I'm thinking 6 videos in this series, and this is the second of those 6. So thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you with the next one.
I don't know 5 seconds.